Hello and welcome to episode 69 of the Anger Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Alastair Duhs, and as you know, over the last 3 decades, I have taught over 15,000 men and women to control their anger, master their emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships. In today's episode, I want to return to a topic that I have discussed several times previously on this podcast, but it is one that I believe can never be emphasized enough. This topic is how to transform your relationship through the power of active listening. As you may know already, active listening is a powerful communication tool that can help you avoid conflict, improve understanding, and build trust in your relationships. But what does active listening really involve? And how do you actually do it? I'll be discussing this in much more detail today, but before I do, let me remind you that if you are struggling with anger, you are not alone. Everywhere around the world, people struggle with controlling their anger, regardless of their age, their ethnicity, their gender, or their background. In fact, as I tell people I work with, there is no shame in struggling with anger. It is common. However, in my opinion, there is shame in struggling with anger and doing nothing about it. Whether you like it or not, your anger is hurting not only yourself, but all those around you. That's why I have developed a range of resources designed to help you control your anger and create calmer, happier, and more respectful relationships. The most powerful of these resources is my tried, tested, and proven online anger management system called the Complete Anger Management System. The Complete Anger Management System will teach you all the tools, techniques, and strategies you need to control your anger in any situation, usually in just a few weeks or less. It includes over 7 hours of video content, interactive exercises, quizzes, and trainings designed specifically to help you control your anger and improve your relationships. To learn more about this life-changing anger management program, visit my website, angersecrets.com. With that said, let's get back to our topic for today, transforming relationships through active listening. Let's begin with, what is active listening? Active listening is simply a way of listening to someone else, such as your partner, that is focused, attentive, and non-judgmental. When you actively listen to your partner, you are fully present and engaged in the conversation with them. This means giving them your undivided attention, making eye contact, and showing genuine interest in what they are saying. Active listening also means keeping the focus of the conversation on your partner, no matter what they say. When I observe couples listening to each other, for example, it is all too common to see one person interrupting the other or waiting for their partner to finish speaking so that they can jump in with their own thoughts. When this happens, the conversation no longer includes active listening. Instead, it becomes a competition of who can make their point first, or who can be right and prove the other person wrong. That's why it is so important to understand that active listening is not about winning the conversation or proving your point. It's about seeking to understand and validate your partner's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Now that you have a better understanding of what active listening means, let's discuss how to actually do it. In my opinion, there are 4 key skills that are essential to master to become a better active listener. These skills are: Skill 1, using minimal encouragers. Skill 2, asking questions. Skill 3, summarising or reframing. And Skill 4, giving positive feedback. Let's look at each one of these skills in more detail. Skill 1, using minimal encouragers. Of the 4 skills I am about to discuss, using minimal encouragers is perhaps the most simple. A minimal encourager is a short, simple statement or sound that shows your partner you are listening to them and engaged in the conversation. Common examples of minimal encouragers include saying things such as, "Yes, I see," or "Go on." Minimal encouragers can also be non-verbal, such as nodding your head or maintaining eye contact. When you use minimal encouragers, you let your partner know that you are interested in what they have to say, and you encourage them to continue sharing their thoughts and feelings with you. Skill 2, asking questions. The second key skill for active listening is asking questions. While this may sound simple, I see couple after couple who struggle to ask each other questions during conversations. Instead, as I have mentioned, they focus on making their own points or waiting for their turn to speak. However, asking questions is a crucial part of listening to your partner because it shows that you are genuinely interested in understanding their perspective. When asking questions, some important points to keep in mind include: make sure your tone and intention behind your questions are non-judgmental. This means avoiding accusatory or defensive tones or asking questions that are loaded with your own opinions or feelings. Focus on asking open-ended questions rather than closed questions. As you may know, open-ended questions encourage your partner to share their thoughts and feelings in more detail, while closed questions can often lead to short or one-word answers. As an example, asking, "Did you have a good day?" is a closed question. Instead of asking this question, try asking an open-ended question such as, "How was your day?" You will see a profound change in how you and your partner communicate from even this simple change in question style. Ask questions about feelings. Many people, especially men, fail to ask their partner about how situations made them feel. Instead, they generally ask for facts or details about what happened. But remember, by asking your partner about how a situation made them feel, you will gain a much deeper understanding of what is going on in your partner's world. Skill 3, summarising or reframing. The third skill for active listening is learning to summarise your partner's words. This is also known as reframing. Summarising involves taking what your partner has said and repeating it back to them in your own words. This shows that you have truly listened to and understood what your partner has shared with you. For example, if your partner has expressed frustration about their day at work, you could summarise this by saying something like, "It sounds like you had a really tough day at work. Your boss was being unreasonable, and that made you feel stressed and overwhelmed. Can you tell me more about this?" Effective summaries not only show your partner that you have listened to and understood their perspective, but also gives your partner the opportunity to feel heard and validated. Skill 4, giving positive feedback. The final skill for active listening is giving positive feedback. This involves acknowledging your partner's feelings and experiences in a supportive and non-judgmental way. Some simple ways to share positive feedback with your partner include saying things such as, "I can understand why you would feel that way. That sounds really tough. Thank you for sharing that with me." Or, "You reacted really well to that situation. I'm really proud of you." Giving positive feedback is important because it leaves your partner feeling good and encourages them to share with you more in the future. Okay, there you have it, the 4 key skills for active listening. These are using minimal encouragers, asking questions, summarising or reframing, and giving positive feedback. If you would like more detail on these skills, I have an entire module in the Complete Anger Management System dedicated to improving your listening skills. In this module, I dive much deeper into these skills, as well as give you practical exercises and techniques to help you apply these listening skills in your relationships. Okay, that's all for today's episode. As always, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your faith and trust in me. If you found this episode helpful, please follow this podcast or head over to your favourite podcast app and leave a rating and review. This will help other people struggling with anger to find and benefit from this show. Also, for help with your anger right now, visit my website angersecrets.com. And finally, remember, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
The Anger Secrets podcast is for general informational purposes only, and does not constitute the practice of counseling, psychotherapy, or any other professional health service. No therapeutic relationship is implied or created by this podcast. If you have mental health concerns of any type, please seek out the help of a local mental health professional.